The Organization for Safety and Collaboration in Europe, OSCE, told Erdogan had benefited of undue print scope and grown questions on the clarity of the voice. But it did not discover any considerable irregularities on poll date. By the new framework, the office space of main secretary is abolished, Parliament's powers cut, and the CEO is agreed broad-ranging execution credibility. Opposition leader Muharrem İnce conceded destruction, and alerted how Turkey would afflict of a man guideline at the hands of Erdogan. Erdogan declared win, though up the election authorities had affirmed the outcome. The poll committee after affirmed Erdogan the victor, and as well told Erdogan's Judiciary and Growth side, AKP, and its Union Nationalist Motion side, MHP, had held their parliament most time. The committee gave no figures on Erdogan's win. Country-run news story agent Anadolu put Erdogan on 52.5%, so front of İnce on 31%, in more than rather than 96% of the votes calculated. The Organization for Safety and Collaboration in Europe, OSCE, told how the voice lacked facility for contestants to competitive on an equivalent base. This position CEO and his side enjoyed a noticeable benefit, as well reflecting in undue scope by the government-funded social and individual print. OSCE specific focal point Ignacio Sanchez Amor said at a click meeting Monday. In its paper, the OSCE as well grown concerns on clarity in the voice calculate, indicating to changes in the law how replaced policy side representatives in civilian service staff as chairs of voting box committees. It as well sharpened to the resettlement of voting stations on safety perspectives as a anxiety, and question how opposition parties told were attempts to do vote more than hard in their strongholds. We're now in a man guideline. The results were a strike to İnce and his Republic Human Beings' side, named as the CHP. İnce ran a energetic campaigning how endangered to strength Erdogan in a injuring effluent and reject his side monitoring of parliament. Second destruction. İnce alerted how constitution changes ushered in by Erdogan over in the year provided a risk to the nation's democratic state. A solitary man is proper the chief of the legislative body, the execution and the judicial, and the is a anxiety for a risk to the surviving of the nation, he said journalists. Turkey has dead of more democratic values and Turkey has break its bonds in the parliament framework that it had. We're now in a man guideline. Down there's no arrangement to hinder random guideline. We go on to include large concerns on the position. Possessing conquered the twin brother threats of a reinvigorated opposition and a weak exchange, Erdogan aimed applauding supporters in the equity, Ankara, proverb the victor of the poll was democratic state, the domestic will and the nationality himself. This victor of the poll is every and each person of my 81 millionth countrymen, he told. Turkey has solved to get the party of increase, growth, invest, enrich and a esteemed, honorable and powerful nation in all areas in the planet.